And I just want to come on here real quick. We live yet again. Told you guys I was going to be doing these lives more often. But in this video, we're going to be briefly talking about car note versus a cash car. So this is a thing that I have to think about. This is something that I currently have going on. Trying to decide, do I buy a car cash or do I get a nicer car, more luxurious? So these are the things I got to think about. These are the things that I have to think about. So the reason why is because my son is turning 16 and he will be getting this car when he turns 16. Now, I haven't had a car note in a while. Sold a house, and with the proceeds, I made like $54,000, and I paid off 2 vehicles with that. So I haven't had a car note since then. And I like not having a car note. Now, I had a Porsche in the past, and I was thinking about getting another Porsche. I really like Porsches. And so I was thinking about getting another Porsche, and if I got the Porsche, I'd have to get a car note because I wouldn't be paying that off in cash. I wouldn't be doing that. Now, if I bought a cash car, and what I mean by cash car is like a car that I'm gonna just pay cash for, and for something like that, it's gonna be used, of course. It's gonna be used, and I'll really just need something to get around on. You know, I've had over 30 cars in my life. It's not so much of a big deal about the car brand and all of that kind of stuff. I mean, kind of. There are some things, like there's some cars that I will stay away from. That's just from me having experience with a lot of different type of cars, though. So the pros and cons of both. In my situation, the pros of getting a car note would be that the car would either A, be nicer as far as like less miles, more luxurious, something like that, newer model, something like that. Or if I got a cash car, it won't be newer or necessarily nicer, so I'll pay less in interest. I won't have the pressure of, is somebody going to come take my car if I don't pay this car note? What else? It won't be another pull of my credit. That's something I hadn't even really thought about, but it won't be another hit on my credit or anything like that because I'll just be buying the car cash. But what else? There's more likely to have, I'm more likely to have issues out of the cash car sooner than the one that I would have bought on the car note. Sheesh. But so yeah, so that's where I'm at. I'm in between, not sure which way to lean, I guess. Well, I kind of already know I'm going for the cash car. I'm going for the cash car because I really like not having a car note. And instead, I'd spring for the cash car, spend a couple $1,000s, get a cash car, and use that until sheesh. Well, like ride that until the wheels fall off. Because like say this car, it's only a 2019. So it's a 2019, but I have over 221,000 miles. Now, car runs great. I maintain it well, and I bought it new. So since I bought it new, I haven't had any major issues, no engine problems, no transmission problems, or none of that. So, knock on wood, but Yeah. So if I could maintain a car well and keep it, updated, then I could see me getting a little car that got like 120,000 miles on it, and as long as I maintain it well, it should be fine. Not hopefully. And then there are situations where maybe I have to put a motor in a car, which I've done those kind of things. I've gone, got a motor, put it in a truck. Like I'm not opposed to doing that kind of stuff. You own it. You could either do that kind of stuff or go out there and spend more money to buy a new vehicle. It all really just depends. Just all. But I've already kind of made up in my mind that I'm probably going to do a cash car and just drive that until it's dead. Just drive that until it's over with. So I don't know what's going on. I'm having to yawn like crazy. I'm just leaving a funeral. But yeah. Now maybe, because I was also looking at so I used to sell Toyotas. Got a whole segment on this channel while I was a car salesman. And I was selling, people would come in, there were several people who came in and paid cash. And they were paying cash, some people were paying cash for brand new cars, right? And so this one family came in and bought this Toyota Corolla. It was a hard down negotiation, but they bought this Toyota Corolla SE. It was a beautiful little car, but they bought the car cash, $5,000 out the door, tax, tag, and title, everything out the door, $25,000 cash, brand new car. Was it gonna have to have oil changes for the next 2 to 4 years? Like it was covered. As well as all the other packages and stuff like that. But they were $25,000 out the door, and they came in with all cash too, like really cash, not like a cashier check or a check or money order. Now these people had cash in a pouch, and it was like a family of them. They were not Americans. They were all from another country or whatever. But they came in together, and the guy was like, yeah, he wants to pay the $25,000 for the car, and they wanted to be out the door. And we made it happen. Sold the car, $25,000 out the door. In my mind, that was a ridiculous amount of money. In my mind, right? And so I've been looking at different type of cars. Because if I was going to get a car note, I'm going for the Porsche. I'm getting the Porsche if I had to get a car note. Not even a brand new Porsche, but a Porsche. I'm getting the Porsche because that's what I like. I like Porsches. That was my favorite car that I've ever owned, was a Porsche. So, I was like, if I got to get a car note, I'm going to go get a Porsche. And I know the one I would get, the type, all that kind of stuff. And so then I was like, but if I'm just looking for a good, dependable car because I have to drive to work every day, and we may be moving and going even further for work and stuff like that, I'd rather have something better on gas. And that Porsche is going to also take premium. So I'd rather have something better on gas, simple to move around in the city, because I have to go do a lot of driving back and forth. Okay, hold on. So T Little says, love the content. Quick question off the topic. Have you only done federal accounting and government, or state and local also? I've only done federal. Yeah, I've never had a state or local job. I had an interview for I think it was either an accountant or auditor position with my local government, with a city government, and I I did not end up going to the interview. I think I was too busy doing like my regular stuff. I mean, it was like one of those I had applied for this job and it took forever for them to like reach back out to me, and they finally reached back out to me and was like, hey, and I didn't even know what they were talking about, and I was like, oh yeah, I did, but I couldn't remember the salary. I had already moved on into a different space, but yeah, I've never done state or local accounting work, but yeah. So I was in the process of like thinking about like, do I get the Porsche or do I get another like a dependable car? But since I'm gonna have to be driving to work every day, I was like, you know what? I need a good dependable car, or like little small car that I can drive and not have to worry about the gas too much, or it'd be a simple fix if I gotta fix anything. Just those kind of things. So that's where I decided that I needed to get either a Toyota, a Honda, a Nissan, or a Hyundai. So when I started doing the research, Nissan, like Sentras and stuff like that, those transmissions are not the best. That's an understatement to even say that, not the best. So I decided that I wasn't going to go the Nissan route. Too many problems with the CVT transmissions that they have. Too expensive to fix it. Let's say you get a $4,000 car. If that transmission goes bad, that could be an $8,000 fix or something like that. So I'm like, nah, that don't make sense to. Because if you put the $8,000 in the transmission, you still got a $4,000 car. So it don't make sense. So just thinking about those kind of things. So I started looking at Toyotas. So like I said, I thought that Buddy having spent $25,000 was a ridiculous amount of money. That was up until I most recently found out how a used Toyota is still like an older used Toyota. They're still asking like $10,000 for it. It's crazy. It's just crazy. So after seeing that, I was like, okay, well, I guess this car doesn't really lose value like that, So, and then they got it new, and I guess they can drive it for just about forever. So yeah, so I'll get me another little car, get a little cash car, and try and drive it forever. Well, have it so that keep it together. Unless I got to give another car to another family member or something like that. But yeah. Anyway, I just want to come in here and talk to you guys about that because, like I said, I just bought this phone for this channel, for you guys, and I am going to utilize it, and I'm going to get on here and go live from time to time. I definitely appreciate you guys checking in with me. Anyway, right now you're watching Casino is the Name. If you find any value in these videos, please like, share, comment, and subscribe, and we out.